Crybaby corporate press is upset that Russell Brand called them out on Real Time with Bill Maher. This past week, Russell Brand was on Real Time with Bill Maher and said MSNBC engages in the same biases and has the same problem as Fox News, and y'all are acting like it ain't true. And they fired back and they say, oh, F you, big deal. You went on one time. When have we ever peddled conspiracy theories? Russell Brand's all like, COVID? Ivermectin? You ragged on Joe Rogan calling it horse medicine? Now I'll say this. Whether or not you believe ivermectin is an effective treatment, that's between you and your doctor, as I always say. But the media coming out calling it horse medicine? They use this stuff in Africa all the time. It's the guys who found it won a Nobel Peace Prize. Y'all know that already. Y'all know MSNBC is lying. But Russell, I got to call you out, Russell Brand. This guy, Russell Brand, he's over here, his long hair, yelling at MSNBC, trying to make us feel good, challenging the corporate press. Yeah, but he's wrong because, I'm sitting here and I got to actually do all the fact checking. And I got to tell you, Russell, you're not right on this one. Okay, now hold on. Let's be fair. You're kind of right. Fox News has its biases. MSNBC has its biases. But only one of these is a crackpot, conspiracy nonsense, garbage narrative network. And it ain't Fox News. But don't take my word for it, Russell Brand. I recently appeared on Russell's show. I think he's a great dude. I'm being somewhat facetious. I think Russell's awesome. But let me just do this. To break things down, I would like to bring you to MSNBC.com. And I would like you to take a look at the Microsoft-partnered NewsGuard, which gives MSNBC a 57 out of 100 rating. Proceed with caution. This website is unreliable because it fails to adhere to several basic journalistic standards. Oh, heavens me! MSNBC.com is deemed unreliable by NewsGuard. NewsGuard's the corporate press, mind you. Okay, well, certainly Fox News is going to be in the gutter, right? Well, let's mosey on over to foxnews.com and take a look at what's going on here. And we got this little shield icon up top, and whoa! You kidding me? 69.5 out of 100? Wait, you mean 12 and a half more points? Now, certainly, we'll just round up to 70 out of 100. They can't be deemed credible. I mean, if you got a 70% on a test, what is that, a D minus? Well, I guess a D minus is a passing grade, right? What's this? NewsGuard says credible with exceptions. The website generally maintains basic standards of credibility and transparency with significant exceptions. All right. I'm not the biggest fan of NewsGuard because they gave us a fake ding on our website. Timcast.com has got an 82 out of 100, deemed generally credible. The website mostly adheres to basic standards of credibility and transparency. All right, I'll take it. A website run by Tim Pool, a popular conservative-leaning YouTube personality, which has occasionally published inaccurate, misleading claims. Now, I think that's a lie. We haven't. But what does occasionally mean? They argue it's an opinion. I actually threatened to sue them, but that's besides the point. They said that because in 5 articles, I think it was been a while, in 5 articles, we quoted Donald Trump and ran a story saying Donald Trump said, quote. They went, that's a lie. And I was like, no. What we reported was true. Trump did say these things. Yeah, well, Trump was wrong. Okay, well, we're not running a fact check on what he said. We're just telling people he did say it at a rally. Nope, too bad. Strike. Out of 4,000 articles, only 5, and they took away 18 points from our score. Fine. I'll take it. This video you're watching from Tim Pool of Timcast.com is substantially more credible than MSNBC. So let's bring it back to our good friend Russell Brand. And that one, I mean, seriously, Russell's great. So when he goes off and says MSNBC and Fox News are basically doing the same thing, stop equivocating. Conservative-leaning Tim Pool. Oh, yeah, the urban liberal Bernie Sanders supporting. Not that I support him anymore. The conservative positions that I have, what? That you shouldn't have adult entertainment for children? If that's conservative, y'all are in trouble. But there is that funny viral video where there's that stoner-looking dude who goes, you got me. I'm a Republican. I ain't calling anybody a frog. Because there's this young woman. She's like, I want to talk to you about frog and frog self-pronouns. And he's like, nope, I'm done. I'm Republican. Fine. Call that conservative. If y'all want to identify as chickens or whatever, I'm a big fan of chickens. So go ahead and do it. But I'm not going to call you one because you're a person. But this is the point. Russell Brand goes on Real Time with Bill Maher and then equivocates. Fox News is biased and so is MSNBC. Now, I get it. You're trying to lay into these liberals, and many of them don't want to accept that Fox News is better than they are. I'm talking about MSNBC and Fox News. Like, if the people who watch MSNBC, no, Fox News, they're liars. And you can't just walk up to someone on the left and scream, you're wrong. So Russell is taking this approach where he's like, look, it's all biased. Get away from the corporate press. It's a tough call. It's a tough call because I know how people's minds work. There's something I used to refer to and talk about when, well, let's just start from the beginning. Social engineering is the hacker discipline of manipulating people. I used to work in nonprofit fundraising. I know full well you can't walk up to someone and just jam your views in their face. You have to help bring them to it. They have to make some of these ideas on their own. You have to get them to say yes. There's a technique they call the yes train. Get someone to say yes several times. They're more likely to say yes to your question. So you would do things like, hey, man, you care about the planet, right? Yes. Yeah. And if you could do something about it, you totally would. Yes. And you definitely want some accountability for these corrupt politicians and governments. Yes. And right here on the spot, you're talking to me because you really do care and you're proving it right now. Yes. Okay. Give me your credit card. Yes. That's called the yes train. They would say, like, try and get them to say it yes 7 times or whatever. But anyway, I digress. In the persuasion game, you can't just walk up to someone and yell at them. You're a bad person. You're breaking the planet. Give me your money. They're going to be like, get away from me, dude. Screw you. So I can understand to an extent what Russell Brand is doing. Or at least maybe he really does believe Fox is just as bad. He would be wrong. And I've already proven it to you. First, by, okay, proof. Well, the opinion of the experts are that Timcast.com is more credible than Fox News and MSNBC, and MSNBC is ranked lower than Fox. Fox is deemed credible with exceptions, and MSNBC is, what did they say of MSNBC? Let me pull this one. Not credible. Proceed with caution. Look at that. So come on, Russell, buddy, hear me out. I get it. You want to reach liberals who don't want to hear the truth. So you're giving them a little bit. No, you just got to say it. I will do this. I will go on Bill Maher and say, listen, I'm not here to tell you what's true or not true. I'm not here to tell you that Fox News is right or wrong. I'm not here to tell you who to trust, who to believe, or anything like that. I'm only here to tell you that the independent rating agency NewsGuard has given MSNBC a low rating and has deemed them not credible. And Fox News has been deemed credible. This is not some fly-by-night, right-wing organization. NewsGuard, very favorable to the New York Times and the Washington Post, ABC. MSNBC is not on par with these organizations. Now, if you want to believe you're better than the viewers of Fox News, now you've got an emotional bias. I only ask you trust the science and the experts. Those with degrees in journalism who have actually sought out to rate these news organizations. As for Timcast.com, we have an 82 out of 100. Check this out. I love this. This is funny because the Daily Beast is corporate press establishment garbage. They say, a clip of histrionic Russell Brand on Real Time with Bill Maher went viral on Saturday, in which the comedian who owns multiple multi-million-dollar homes accused political analyst and fellow guest John Heilemann of hypocrisy for criticizing Fox News from within the castle of MSNBC. Is it discrediting that Russell Brand is rich and famous? What? How dare you have an opinion on the news, you rich person? But I guess that's generally the attack. I don't know who the Daily Beast is targeting because typically the people who read this are upscale liberal types, not like salt of the earth working class union boys. So whatever, these people, they want to believe they're the 99% when they're as 1% as 1% gets. In the 2-minute clip, a shouting Brand maintained that MSNBC was fundamentally no different than Fox. And that's wrong because I've already proven that. All this, he loudly insisted, contrasts with the real journalism of NSA agency consultant turned Russian defector Edward Snowden. What? He didn't say real journalism. You see, this is the lie they do. He called them American heroes. He's our patriots, something like that. And that they weren't covering those stories. Our former RT host, Julian Assange. I've been on that MSNBC, mate. It's propaganda. You've been on MSNBC once. Big effing deal. I'm sorry to break it down for you. You've got a lot of garbage on Fox News. Don't get me wrong. And I can already hear the liberals screaming, the websites are not the same as the cable channel. Okay. Let me break it down for you. You see these little symbols here on MSNBC.com? MSNBC's website is the cable channel. It's the videos. And so, fair point. Fox News, not entirely. Fox News' website is actually a website with news articles. Well, let's slow down there a minute. You mean that Fox News writes news articles, publishes them, and then covers them on TV? Sorry, that translates. This is why Fox News is more credible. Now, Fox News is biased, but that's just the reality. I love how they go on to talk about this. They rag on Russell Brand. What is it? Russell Brand has become a powerful voice for anti-vaxxers. Blah, blah, blah. They say, here's a good one. Pressed to provide evidence that MSNBC has ever engaged in comparable practices to Fox hosts' amplification of election fraud conspiracies they knew to be false, Brand decried the liberal network's ludicrous, outrageous treatment of Joe Rogan's promotion of ivermectin as a COVID treatment, deliberately referring to it as horse medicine when they know it is an effective medicine. Full stop. I don't think Russell Brand said effective for COVID. He may believe that. I don't, but that's fine. You're allowed to believe whatever you want. Just make sure you're getting your advice not from me or Russell Brand when it comes to medicine. But, however, there is a fact buried in all this. While you may have a political debate over the effectiveness of ivermectin in terms of COVID, with obviously YouTube banning anybody who would suggest it does work, it's not horse medicine. It's just regular medicine. Now, whether or not it can be used to treat someone off-label for other reasons is between you and your doctor, not MSNBC and you. But that's the game they played. Russell Brand is completely correct about that. They say that studies have repeatedly shown that ivermectin, which can treat parasite infestations in humans, is not an effective treatment for COVID-19. Now, look, I understand based on how much the media lies, there's a lot of people who won't believe it. I don't know what to tell you. You believe whatever you want. Brand also ignored that even enthusiasts for the off-label and medically discouraged use of the drug refer to it as horse paste and have openly celebrated its equine applications. You see the lies they engage in? Spare me this nonsense. Brand also highlighted MSNBC host Rachel Maddow's incorrect description of how the COVID-19 vaccine functions, blah, 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 blah. Rachel Maddow was wrong. She pushed garbled nonsense. He called her out. Okay? This is what I wanted to get to. I know Fox News ain't all that great. I don't really watch Fox News. Use their articles sometime if I can fact check them. But the reality is simple, my friends. MSNBC is worse. That's it. And y'all can be like, prove to me an example by anecdote. I can do you one better. I don't watch MSNBC because it's fake news. I also don't watch Fox News for the most part because it is biased as well. But here's the reality. An independent rating agency with partners with Microsoft, not that you trust Microsoft or anything like that, but it is MSNBC, which is funny. Microsoft provides funding, I think through some kind of like paid partnership, but NewsGuard is establishment. New York Times 100, CBS 100, ABC 100, all perfect scores. MSNBC is rated as not credible, period. I'm not here to tell you my opinion on it. I'm here to cite the experts. What's that? You don't believe the experts? Then get your conspiracy theorist garbage out of my face. If you don't trust the experts, then stop pretending like you trust the science, because you clearly don't. Pick one. It can't be both. Thanks for hanging out. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes, and I'll see you all shortly.